Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 6th of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of Star Wars fans have been very much intrigued about the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, as well as The Mandalorian Season 3, and just exactly what George, John, and Dave have up their sleeves when it comes to all the tricks that they're about to play with Star Wars that really will surprise a lot of the fandom around the entire globe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So the thing about everything related to Disney Star Wars right now is that there's a lot of things happening at the same exact time. We have everything that's going on with Kathleen Kennedy and her Acolyte series, which, by the way, isn't really looking too good when it comes to production. There's been a lot of setbacks, a lot of delays back and forth, a lot of problems between the Disney higher-ups and Kathleen Kennedy dealing with the actual TV show, so it really is a big question on either A, it's going to get delayed, or B, it's not even going to see the light of day. It all really depends on exactly what happens with the production. But moving on from all of that, one thing that a lot of fans have been very much engaged in is exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been up to with the mandoverse. Now, the mandoverse, of course, is something that the fans coined, and that overall way of saying the post-Return of the Jedi era really does revolve around the character of the Mandalorian, because essentially, the Mandalorian, you can think of it as like the foundation, or the tree, and then all of the branches are going to be all of the spin-off shows that were created by the Mandalorian show. So you can see how Mando spawned the Ahsoka Tano series, the Boba Fett series, and more to come as well. And that, to me, is a very interesting way that John and Dave really approached all of this. So with that being said, however, with both Luke Skywalker and Grogu set to return in The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively developing the Ahsoka Tano series for Disney Plus that is set to spawn an entire new style of Star Wars. However, it's noted that recently Jon Favreau made the final call to fire one of the directors for The Mandalorian Season 4 that was set up many of those, of course, who worked on the previous episodes. And actually, one of the directors for The Mandalorian Season 4 that was set up for many of those that worked on past Mando episodes, as well as the Book of Boba Fett. Now, it's described that Disney CEO Bob Chapek recently made the final call to fire director Robert Rodriguez from working on The Mandalorian Season 4 for Disney Plus, and that this was said to have been a major call on Disney's part, as they are now, of course, on top of all of this, in search of a new director to take over the episodes for the 4th season that Rodriguez was attached to. Now, it's described that Mando Season 4 is going to feature heavy scenes of Mandalore. Those scenes are the ones that Rodriguez was going to handle in the 4th season of the show, and it's something that Chapek had many problems with after witnessing the Book of Boba Fett's fan feedback. Now, let me just tap into this for just 1 second. Now, the fact that Mandalore is going to be a main focus in The Mandalorian Season 4 is a big deal. You can see how they're slowly building up towards this. In the Book of Boba Fett, we finally got a flashback to the Purge of Mandalore, where you see all the TIE bombers pretty much clearing the surface of their world, and you can see exactly how it's setting things up for not just Season 3, but also for Season 4. And what we talked about before in the past is that Season 3 will have flashbacks of Mandalore, but Season 4 is actually going to feature Mandalore in all its glory. And that's one thing to really keep your mind on, is the fact that we are going to be visiting that location in a very detailed and unexpected way. And those scenes in particular are the ones that Rodriguez was attached to, the ones that he was going to handle in Mandalorian Season 4. And honestly, I'm kind of relieved to hear that Rodriguez was let go from working on those scenes specifically. You know, when we look back at the Book of Boba Fett, I will say that for me, it was a mixed experience. There were some episodes that were really, really good. I'm not talking about, you know, just the Luke Skywalker stuff, but the first couple of episodes were on and off for me. And then as we got toward the middle, there really needed to be some work done. You know, I think that they really need to take perhaps, you know, a little bit more time on structuring this, but that's just my opinion. I've gone into this many times before in the past. But I digress. Now, regardless of the ratings of that series, the fan feedback in general has been mixed, and it really led Chapek to letting go of Rodriguez from the 4th season of Mando, and that now they are desperate to get a new director attached to those episodes that will begin filming sometime by the end of this year into early 2023. Now, creator Dave Filoni is said to have held an interest in working on extra episodes of the 4th season of Mando. The majority of the story is already storyboarded, and that a script is going to begin by this April all the way until November before they get ready to begin filming to drop the season by the fall of next year. So keep in mind that they want to drop The Mandalorian Season 3 next year and The Mandalorian Season 4 in the fall of 2023, I should say. And you can see what they're trying to do now. They're trying to go back to that fall schedule. It's a lot better in my book. You know, when you look at the Boba Fett series, I kind of didn't really like how they released it in December, you know, because it felt like it was way too late. It felt like that there was something missing for the fall of 2021, and it kind of just rolled into 2022, and it really, you know, kind of creates this vague confusion that whether or not it was a 21 show or a 22 show. So I think it's best, marketing-wise, to release the last show, you know, of Star Wars in a year, probably in the early portion of fall. I think that early October, maybe mid-October is best. So Mandalorian Season 1 did that right. Now, on top of all of this, alright, Rodriguez is said to have been very upset over the decision by Bob Chapek and the Disney board members, but they are determined to create multiple successful shows as much as possible. Currently, Chapek is also going to have an extensive meeting by, of course, the end of this month with the higher-ups on a big decision on whether or not they want to cancel their plans for the Book of Boba Fett Season 2. Now, Season 2 was already planned lightly ahead of time. However, now the board members are no longer confident in the show progressing further, and that they are looking into option 2 of making Boba Fett as a more mysterious character that makes multiple cameos in different Star Wars shows in order to use him effectively. Now, though negotiations are still on the table and unfolding as we speak, it's something that is very detailed and involved, as they know many fans also enjoyed the series. The original plan for Boba Fett Season 1 was to make it a 4-episode miniseries, believe it or not, and so they had decided to insert extra episodes that had to do with other characters such as Djarin, Luke Skywalker, Grogu, and even Ahsoka. Now, Favreau, regardless, is excited to begin work on Season 4 by this April. Now, the thing about this as well is that you can see how John and Dave are so busy. They're not only filming TV shows, but they're also writing TV shows on and off at the same exact time in portions. That to me is pure dedication, and that to me just shows how locked in they really are to really making Star Wars turn around and becoming as best as possible. Now, when I look at the Book of Boba Fett, I don't think it's really indicative that John and Dave are going to do a poor job at all. In fact, I think I could just view it as a little bit of a speed bump. You know, I think that Boba Fett was a harder character to work with. It's a very mysterious character, and let's face it, you know, when you take the helmet off, nothing bad about Boba Fett, but I'm just saying when you take the helmet off, it is in a way a different character than what you're used to in the original trilogy. So there was always this mystery, and I think that when you demystify certain characters maybe a bit too much and humanize them a little bit too much, maybe that's where fans kind of, you know, had this different interpretation of how they perceived Boba Fett. But that's just, you know, my overall point of view on some of the things. I thought it was a solid show. I just thought that there were a lot of flaws embedded in there that needed to be addressed. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.